Okay, let's get into it. Today, we're doing a deep dive into, well, the fascinating world of YouTube Shorts. Specifically, looking at one creator who's just crushing it, Jenny Hoyos.
Right. I mean, the numbers are kind of staggering. She's 18, and she's pulled in, what, over 600 million views just in the last year?
Exactly. That averages out to like 10 million views per video. So the big question is, how? How is she doing that?
Yeah, and it's clearly not just luck.
Mm.
What's really interesting is how deliberate she is. She's really analyzed what makes a short pop.
So that's our mission today, right? To unpack her strategies based on what she herself has figured out and give you some concrete takeaways.
Definitely. And she makes a really important point right off the bat. What works on YouTube Shorts doesn't automatically work elsewhere.
Oh, for sure. You can't just spray the same content on TikTok or Instagram Reels and expect the same results. They're different beasts.
Totally different. So we're really zoning in on the YouTube-specific stuff she's figured out.
Okay, so where do we start? What's like a core principle for her?
Well, a really foundational idea she talks about is this power of adding story and a twist.
Story and a twist.
Right.
Okay, so it's not just about the topic itself. Like any topic could work.
That's her argument. She believes pretty much anything can go viral if you frame it right. You need that narrative, that story, and then something unexpected, a twist.
And making it personal seems key too, right? To get people invested.
Absolutely, that's crucial.
Yeah.
Think about her example, cooking for strangers. Why? To fix her broken kitchen.
Ah, okay. So the broken kitchen is the personal hook, the why. You feel for her.
Exactly. And then the twist is using cooking something you do in a kitchen as the way to fix the kitchen. It's that bit of irony, that unexpected connection.
That makes a lot of sense. It's memorable. Okay, so she's got this story and twist idea. What about just defining a good short? What does that even mean?
Well, she admits good is subjective, obviously. But her benchmark is really insightful. She asks, is the hook strong enough to work as a title and thumbnail for a long-form video?
Ooh, that's interesting. So it needs that immediate high-impact punch, even condensed down.
Precisely. And visually. The hook has to be super visual and, instantly understandable, even with the sound off.
Right, the explain it to a 5-year-old test she uses.
Yeah, exactly. If a kid gets the basic idea just looking at it, you're probably hitting that broad appeal. And then beyond that initial grab, the story has to keep you watching.
And ideally, make you want to watch it again. Rewatchability.
That's a big one for her. So how does she actually build these hooks? You mentioned visual.
Yeah, it sounds like she starts there, like sketching or just imagining the visuals first before even thinking about audio or scripts.
Which is interesting, right? And then there's this focus on conciseness, readability.
Keeping it simple. She aims for what? A 5th grade reading level?
Yeah.
Or even lower.
Yeah, and she actually uses tools like online readability calculators to check her text. It's all about removing friction, making it instantly digestible.
And she didn't just pull that number out of thin air, did she? She looked at other successful creators.
Right. She analyzed tons of viral shorts, folks like Mr. Beast, and found, surprisingly often, the text was at like a 1st grade reading level. Super, super simple.
Wow, okay. So simplicity and broad accessibility are huge.
Definitely. And another cool thing she does for hooks, she plays this mental game. She imagines how, say, 3 different creators she admires would approach the same video idea.
Ah, so that helps her generate different angles, different types of hooks for one concept.
Exactly. It helps her explore options and find something that feels fresh and impactful.
Okay, let's talk metrics. Retention. Everyone talks about retention in short form. Keep people watching. But Jenny's take is a bit more nuanced.
Yeah, it's not just about hitting like 100% watch time. What she found really interesting in her own data was the importance of rewatching.
Rewatching. How so?
Well, her average retention is super high, like 95%. But that's actually higher than her average scroll-through rate, which is around 85%.
Wait, hang on. Higher retention than scroll through? How does that work?
It means a good chunk of people aren't just watching to the end, they're watching it again. Or multiple times.
Ah, I see. So the total watch time is boosted by rewatches, pushing the average retention percentage up.
Exactly. And maybe, just maybe, those rewatches signal really strong engagement to the YouTube algorithm. More than just a single full watch.
That makes sense. So what's her benchmark then for retention?
She aims for 90% or higher
Yeah.
as a sign that a short has viral potential. But she also notes it depends on the length.
Right. A really short video, like 10 seconds, probably needs even higher retention percentage-wise than a 40-second one.
For sure. For her audience, she's found her sweet spot seems to be around 34 seconds.
Okay, 34 seconds. Interesting. So how does she structure these shorts to hit that retention and encourage rewatching? She breaks it down.
Yeah, she has a kind of formula. Obviously, it starts with a hook. Got to grab them
But
immediately.
first, then what?
Then, almost immediately, like within the first 3 seconds or maybe the first couple lines of text, she includes some foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing, like hinting at the ending.
Yeah, it's just a little clue about where it's heading. Creates intrigue, gives you a reason to see it through.
Okay, hook. Foreshadowing. Then you need to keep the momentum.
Right. She stresses a smooth transition. Don't just slam the brakes after the hook. She gave that example. Instead of saying, let's get started, she used something like, so I cooked illegally. It keeps the story flowing.
So I cooked illegally. Much more engaging. And the core of the story often has that problem solution thing, or she called it Butterfor.
Yeah, the Butterfor structure.
Yeah.
A simple way to build change and keep things interesting, like her rain example. I was walking, but it started raining, therefore I ran.
Simple but effective. It creates a mini narrative arc. Okay, where do the actual ideas come from? She has thousands, apparently.
Thousands in a Google Doc,
Yeah.
but she only makes like 10 of them. Talk about filtering.
Seriously. So where's the input? Watching YouTube?
Yep, watching YouTube is one source. She mentioned AI too,
Yeah.
though she said it's not like the best source.
Hmm.
But the real gold seems to be just life, her own experiences, living it, as she puts it.
Like the infinite ratatouille garden idea, that came from just wanting ratatouille.
Apparently. And it got 30 million views.
Mhm.
Or her grandma getting free laundry detergent after complaining. That sparked another idea. It's finding video ideas in everyday stuff.
That's cool. So how does she narrow down those thousands of ideas? Must be a process.
Oh, yeah, very strategic. First filter.
Hmm.
Is she personally interested? Can she actually film it logistics-wise?
Makes sense. Practicalities.
Then she evaluates the hook potential. How strong is it? Does it feel like something people would rewatch? Does it have that viral X factor?
And she works with an editor too, right? For another perspective.
Yeah, she bounces ideas off her editor for a final strategic check.
Okay, something else she mentioned was the mechanism for end engagement. What's that about?
It's about setting an expectation early on that makes people need to see the end. Like, Mr. Beast often has that closing circle graphic. You know something's going to happen right at the end.
Ah, okay, creates anticipation. What's Jenny's version?
Often she'll state a number up front.
Right.
Like, here are 3 ways to, or I tried 5 things. You feel incomplete if you don't see all 3 or 5.
Right, sets a clear path, and she tries to fulfill that expectation, but maybe add a little something extra at the end.
Yeah, fulfill the promise, but maybe throw in one last twist or surprise to make it stick in your mind. Like that Mother's Day gift she made that then broke right at the end. Unexpected.
And then bang, abrupt ending. No fluff.
Exactly. Cut it clean. Keep the engagement high. Don't let people tune out or swipe away.
Underpinning all this tactical stuff, though, is understanding the audience, her avatar.
Absolutely crucial. She said it guides idea generation, how she frames things, everything.
And who is her avatar? Is it super specific?
It's interesting she thinks about her younger self and also her nieces. She even considers non-English speakers, focusing on visual clarity.
So it's less about demographics and more about accessibility, making sure a wide range of people, maybe even kids, can get it.
Seems like it. Universal appeal, but anchored in relatable, almost childlike curiosity and understanding.
Okay, let's circle back to the platform differences because she really hammered this point home. Short form is not one size fits all.
Definitely not. Her experience shows YouTube Shorts favors, maybe, a slightly slower pace than TikTok.
Mhm.
A bit more, maybe mature isn't the right word, but less frantic and longer. That 34-second sweet spot for her.
Whereas TikTok is faster, more information packed in.
Yeah, she finds TikTok prefers quicker cuts, maybe 10, 20 seconds, dense info, and interestingly, maybe less focus on straightforward jokes compared to YouTube.
And Instagram Reels, what's the vibe there?
Very visual, obviously, because people often watch muted, so subtitles are key. And high shareability seems really important on Insta.
And her own success has varied across these platforms over time, right? Which really proves the point.
Absolutely. What killed it on YouTube might have done okay, or even poorly elsewhere, and vice versa. You gotta adapt.
So what's next for her? She's conquered shorts, now she's looking at long form.
Yep. Applying that same intense analysis and research she used for shorts, but now for longer videos.
Is it just about growing the channel, or?
She framed it more as seeking a new challenge. Pushing herself creatively. And she also mentioned hoping for maybe a deeper connection with the audience in long form.
Which might be a different audience than her shorts viewers, potentially.
Yeah, she expects there might be some differences there. It's a new frontier for her.
Okay, before we wrap up, there were those couple of things she mentioned as hunches, things she thinks are important but can't definitively prove with data yet. Shareability was one.
Right. She feels strongly that how much a video gets shared is a massive driver of virality, but it's just hard to isolate that metric perfectly in the analytics.
She had an example, didn't she? A short with a crazy high share-to-view ratio.
Yes, suggesting a strong correlation. The other hunch was challenging the obsession with retention.
Questioning if it's the only thing that matters.
Exactly. She's seen shorts with maybe lower than expected retention still get massive views, which makes you wonder.
What else is the algorithm looking at? Returning viewers. Overall satisfaction signals.
Could be. Maybe people coming back to watch again, even if the initial retention wasn't 95%, signals something powerful. Or maybe YouTube just knows people enjoyed it, even if they didn't watch every second. It's complex.
It really shows there's still some mystery to the algorithm, even for someone who analyzes it so closely.
For sure. It's not just a simple equation.
Okay, so bringing this all together, the Jenny Hoyo's playbook for viral YouTube shorts really boils down to story plus twist.
Strong visual hooks, keeping it incredibly concise and easy to understand.
Knowing your platform, YouTube, is different from TikTok, is different from Reels.
Really understanding who you're talking to, that audience avatar.
Then having a clear structure, but also being flexible. Plus, that focus on rewatching, not just initial retention.
Yeah, it's a pretty comprehensive approach she's developed.
So the final thought for you listening is this. How can you take these core ideas, the visual hooks, the simple storytelling, knowing your platform, adding that unexpected twist, and apply them, not just if you make videos, but in any communication?
Right. How can you make your message, whatever it is, more visually immediate, more concise, and maybe add that little twist that makes people really stop, think, and remember? What's your unexpected element?